So with A8, this is a relatively complicated problem. To take any text that I give you and pull out the email addresses in that text and put them in a list. So there's a lot of steps going on. There's some complexity there because what's an email address, what's not an email address. And then there's the added complexity of these rules for an email address. What if an email address is in parentheses or at the end of a sentence? We kind of went over that, right? Let me see here. I just had that open. Bless you. Let me just download that real quick from my module here so I can open that up. A8 starter template. There we go. Okay, so this has text with email addresses in it, and some of the email addresses are just fine. They'll if I break this apart into words, those email addresses will come out just fine. But I have other email addresses, like this one, that have other characters surrounding that email address. And so when I pull that out of that text using each individual word by breaking this up by spaces, I'm going to have some issues, right? So if I do this, if I say li text equals str text2 dot split, and then I say for str word in li text print str word. So all I'm doing here is breaking that up by spaces and then printing out each individual word. So if I run that, there are all of the words, and you can see some of these are coming out great, the email addresses. We can spot them as we're scrolling here. But some of these need some more work, right? Because if I send an email to this, I'm going to get an error right away. And we don't want that. Now, just as a side note, this is really, really common practice online. The way this typically works is we have little programs called bots that go out and basically surf the web. They go to a web page, they take all of the text from the web page, they scan through it, and they look for email addresses. And they put those email addresses in a giant list of emails. Why would they do that? Because they want to send you spam, right? They harvest email addresses from web pages, and then they put you on those lists for all of those really great deals on various medications and, investment opportunities and potential scams. Thanks everybody for that, right? So this is how they do it. This is what they do. So when I'm harvesting email addresses like this, I have to clean this up because I can't send an email to that address. And so it kind of goes back to these rules. Okay, so what are the rules for an email? Okay, so we know that an email address has to have an @ sign. Everybody knows that. We talked about this last time, that it has to have text both before and after the @ sign. It's typically the format is username at domain name dot top level domain. Top level domain is like .com, whatever. Bakersfieldcollege.edu is a fully qualified domain name that has the domain name part of it, which is Bakersfield College, and the top level domain, which is .edu. Just a little education about the internet. So, but it's really interesting because that pattern isn't always very stable. When I first started working at Bakersfield College, a long, long time ago, my email address was at bc.cc.ca.us. Why? Because it was a government entity. At that point in time, Bakersfield College was not allowed to have a .edu. So we had to use our government, which was Bakersfield College, bc.cc, community college.ca, California.us, United States. Totally fun to share my email address with everybody all the time. But the point is that pattern can vary somewhat, but there are rules that are in place. It has to have at least one dot after the @ sign. It has to have at least 2 characters after the @ sign. It must not start or end with punctuation. That's a big one. And it's an easy one to check for. It can include the following: a dot, a hyphen, an underscore, or an @ sign. No spaces are allowed. And there can't be a period at the beginning, end, or next to the @ sign. Okay? So those are the rules. So if I have something like this that I pull from my text as a word, I got to clean it up before I put it in my database. So now let's think about an algorithm for cleaning this up. An algorithm. Knowing what we know about string manipulation, we can use some very simple steps to clean this up. Here's how I'm going to approach it, because in my mind, I can look at this and I can say, okay, I got to get rid of the parentheses before the B, and I have to get rid of the right parenthesis and the period after the U. But my algorithm has to be robust. It has to work if I give it any kind of other email address with any kind of combination of punctuation. So what can I do? Here's my approach. I'm going to take this and I'm going to split it. I'm going to split this string into 2 strings, the before the @ sign and the after the @ sign. So it gives me something that looks like this, right? Those are the characters that I want to eliminate at the beginning and end. But then what if I take that first part and I flip it? You have a question? I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, of course, yes. So if I take that and I reverse it, now both of those strings have the same problem, right? Both of them have the same problem. They end in garbage. So now all I have to do is take each letter and check and see, is it valid for an email address? Am I allowed to have it? Yes, 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 all the way. These are all good, still good. Yes, yes, yes. The minute I get to no, I'm done. I throw the rest away. So I take each character. If it's good, I keep it. If it's not good, I stop. The minute I hit one, because there's not going to be more email address over here. Impossible. We can't have bad characters in the middle of an email address. So the minute I hit that bad character, I'm done. I can save my time. And then what do? Okay, so I took it, I broke it up into smaller pieces. I solved the smallest piece. And now what do? I put it back together. By putting it back together, all I mean is I reverse this back to its original, and then I glue it back together with an @ sign in the middle of it. So that is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to create a function that cleans up my email addresses.